Thank you.
812. Brian?
All right, Jane. Anjem Choudhury is the British leader of Al-Mujahideen, a political group that advocates an Islamic State based on Islamic law. He's in London. Mr. Choudhury, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your reaction to the U.S.-led airstrikes in Afghanistan?
I think that there's been condemnation right across the Muslim community to what took place last night. They see this as an act of aggression against Islam and Muslims. The American and the British government have said that they're targeting the Taliban, not Afghanistan, that they're fighting terrorism. However, the Taliban are Afghanistan, and they are Muslims. And what they are targeting, as far as Muslims are concerned, are those people who are legitimately struggling to liberate their land from occupation and liberate their land from the presence of foreign forces.
But U.S. officials, as you know, have gone to great lengths to specify that this is not a war against Islam, that they are specifically targeting bases of the Taliban, and in fact dropped humanitarian supplies.
Well, the evidence speaks for itself. The scholars in Pakistan sent a delegation to Afghanistan, and the Taliban agreed that they were willing to give Osama bin Laden up to a Sharia court to be tried if the evidence was provided. Now, you cannot violate the sanctity of a country on the basis of a presumptive evidence or on speculative evidence, and that is what is taking place here. It's against the United Nations Charter. And there's widespread condemnation in the Muslim community and the non-Muslim community.
Mr. Choudhury, it's more than presumptive evidence. I mean, bin Laden was tried and indicted for previous acts of terrorism. Why do you deny the U.S. the right to hold him accountable?
Well, what is taking place here is a witch hunt, in fact, against Islamic movements and scholars. We found that over the last 4 weeks, over 1,000 people have been arrested in Western countries, and even those people who have been named, among the 19 individuals who are named, 9 of them are living, perfectly normal lives in the Middle East. So I don't think that the evidence is all as strong as you might suggest. But having said that, what appears to have happened is something which happened in the Gulf War, when the American administration said that we're after Saddam Hussein, that we're going to have precision bombing, we're going to bomb those military sites and destroy the infrastructure of war. And yet we found that over 200,000 innocent civilians died during that war, and something in the region of 2 million to date. So I think that the Muslims are thinking back to what took place in Iraq, the U.S. foreign policy, and the implications in the Middle East.
The U.S., as you know, Mr. Choudhury, gave the Taliban 3 weeks to cooperate with efforts to bring bin Laden to justice. Why do you not hold them accountable at all? Why do you find no fault with that regime?
No, certainly justice needs to be done. What took place on the 11th of September was unacceptable. But the Afghanistan government have a right to all of the evidence so that they can assess that evidence, and then they can give up Osama bin Laden to a court in order to be tried for any crimes that are indictable. But I think that the American public should know that the way that the Muslims see this is in a long line or a long list of atrocities which the American government have committed. And it's not only the Muslims. We look to South Korea, we look to Cambodia, we look to Vietnam.
Do you think Americans need now brace for further attacks on U.S. soil?
Well, it's inevitable that there will be repercussions. We don't have anything against the American or the British public. Let's be very clear. This is something to do with the administration of the United States and those people who have allied in this attack. And there's a lot left to be desired here. You've got with you people like Putin and Vajpayee and people who are wanted for crimes and terrorist activities themselves. This is not going to go down well at all with the Muslims.
We'll have to continue our conversation another time. Anjem Choudhury, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's